Welcome to LeadMaster. In this video, I'm going to show you how to track the date a field is updated. For example, we'll track when the lead status changes to customer, and then we'll create a report showing the list of companies that have become customers in the last 30 days. Tracking when fields change is also useful for helping you understand how long leads stay in certain stages. For example, how long does it take for a lead to move from new to qualified? In this example, we're going to track when the lead status changes, but this method could just as easily apply to the sales stage, the probability, or any other field. One final thing, the user doesn't actually have to update the lead status. That could happen automatically using a quick action. Now, let's begin by taking a look at our existing values for lead status. To do this, you'll need access to Admin. Customize Pages allows us to see the values for existing fields, including the reference tables, as well as create new fields. In this case, I'm going to create tracking fields for the first 5 values. To do that, I'm going to go to the main page list and select Custom Fields. You can see that I've already got a couple of custom fields here. Let's add tracking fields for those first 5. I'm going to choose a record field, and it's going to be text of type date. I'm going to use an abbreviation for my labels. Lead status, tracking date, and then new. I'll do the same thing for the other 4. Once this is complete, I need to add them to the page. In this case, I'm going to add them to a section that is not being used. So if I take a look, my review section down here is not turned on. I could have them visible, or I could select not to have them visible. In this case, I just want to report on them. I don't need to see them. So here are my new fields, right here. Now the next thing that I have to do is add a workflow to tell when these dates get populated. Let's do that now. Again, you'll need access to Admin. If you're not familiar with business rules, there is a separate video on this. This rule is only going to apply when we are updating a record. I'm going to say when lead status equals new, and I'm going to add another qualifier because I don't want this to change every time the record is updated. I only want it to change when lead status was updated. So when lead status equals new and lead status was updated, then I want you to update that custom date field. Please note that in order to see the custom fields that we created, you may have to activate that section in Customize Pages. So now I'm saying whenever you've updated lead status to new, update the lead status tracking date to today's date. And that's it. We'll create a business rule for each of these. I like to keep my business rules in order, so I'm going to organize them all up here at the top. I also like to review them to make sure that the information that I have in there is what I intended. Everything looks good. Now I'm going to create a report, and the only report that I'm going to do in this case is for the customer. But you could just as easily create a report for all of these. And in fact, with extreme reports, you could answer questions like, how long does it take to go from new to have not reached? What's the average time it takes a rep to close a deal? How long does it take to qualify my leads on average? So let's create a custom report. So I'm going to create a custom report called New Customers. It's going to be based on the accounts. I'm going to make it public so anyone can use it, and it's going to be assigned to the work group that I'm currently working in. I'm just going to choose a few fields here. I'm going to choose first name, last name, and phone number, as well as the company. And I'll sort based on the company and secondly on the last name. I do need to grab the date that they became a customer. And I'm going to do that with my custom fields at the record. The date they became a customer. And my report is finished. Now let's go to our records and we'll change a few to customer and then we'll run our report. So let's change this to a customer, CNH Consulting. And let's go to the next record, Cablevision, and change them to a customer. Now let's run our report. I am going to want to filter this report. I'm going to want to filter the date in the last 30 days. Once my filter's done, click Search, and now click Go. And here are my two customers. Now I can save this as a shortcut, and anytime that I want to see new customers, I can go to my reports and select the new customer report. This concludes the video on tracking the date a field is updated.